So I just finished watching Infiltration, the 6th episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch, Season 3, which is also the final season. And I got to say this was a phenomenal episode. As of this recording, I've yet to watch Episode 7, Extraction, which came out at the same time. But I do got to say that 6 Infiltration was great. If you haven't seen my spoiler-free review, I highly encourage you to do so, as my remaining part of this video will be spoilers, so you have been warned. So like I said, great phenomenal episode. The episode actually opens on, I'm not sure which planet, but the key thing is that Senator Chuchi is meeting with Senator, I forget his name, but the Senator that Bad Batch rescued from Raxus, so the Separatist Senator Raxus, so they're meeting. So we're already starting to see seeds of, at least among senators of the Rebel Alliance forming. Seems like right now in the timeline, we got 3 senators leading the way, and they are barely communicating with each other, but they're clearly doing so for security reasons, but not. Because, like, I think Bill might be the only one who knows both Mom Monster and Chuchi are against the Empire and are doing their own thing. I think Bill might be the only one who knows what both of them are doing. I'm just saying, and he's doing his own thing. But you can tell the Foundation's reaching out to Separatists, because we know there were Separatists among the Rebel Alliance who fought for the Rebels, not necessarily because they wanted to restore the Republic, but because of their opposition to the Empire. And some Separatists actually did want a more ideal form of the Republic. But that's kind of getting off topic. And so the 2 senators have a meeting, and they need to keep, quiet because, they don't want the Empire finding out about it. And of course, Captain Rex and his bunch of clones who are against the Empire are helping provide security. Well, anyhow, one of those clone assassins that we saw way back when we first saw Chuchi on Coruscant, that was actually an Omega episode, Omega and Echo episode. But the key thing is that they're there, and the assassin shows up. I kind of also gotta say, I really like how when they brought this assassin back, they connected it somewhat, or kind of, to the events where we first saw this clone assassin. Using the fact that last time we saw her, Chuchi was evolved, and she's evolved again, it's that nice connecting thread. But anyhow, the clone assassin comes, and Captain Rex and his men, they do stop the assassin. They capture him alive, actually, and both senators survive. Even though the Rex Center was on the clone assassin's hit list. Yeah. So they extract the electroprod thing that would have allowed the clone to prevent his interrogation. Not that he was giving up much information anyhow, but they did confirm he was from Tanis just by listing planets and watching his response. But anyhow, they decrypted his data puck, which had a list of his targets, which included Omega. So Rex gets in contact with Echo so they can warn the Bad Batch that the Empire is after Omega again. And their reaction is, again? Not quite again once they find out the whole story, but it very much is like, I think Rekko was the one who said, just like old times, because, yeah, the Empire was after Omega before, and that leads to a conversation about why was the Empire after you the first time. Hemlock wanted Omega to cause Nala Se into cooperating, and then they're discussing stuff about what Nala Se was being forced to work on, which included M counts. Omega mentioned that she doesn't know what it was, but they were taking blood samples from everyone. But I do wonder, did she mention the fact that Nala Se kept on disposing of her blood sample? Probably so, but I feel like I wish that was included, because obviously some of that stuff was tucked off screen. But Rex recognized the term M count. I wonder why. A clone who worked with a Jedi might recognize what M count means, but he's not sure. I think he probably had the suspicion, but until he confirms his suspicion, he doesn't want to voice anything. But anyhow, all the regs there are, actually, not all the regs, Hauser specifically, is a bit mad at Crosshair and wants to do some enhanced interrogations. And that's clearly what Hauser wants to do, because he's mad at Crosshair for getting his squad from Ryloth killed. Understandable, and all that. But the key thing is, things totally change. Well, not totally change, but Crosshair, it has a, not necessarily change, but the minute they mention that they had one of those clone assassins alive, Crosshair gets nervous. He's like, you got one alive? How? They got ways of tracking. Even, yeah, they may not have a tracking device on them. They got ways of tracking. So he knows them what's going on, because they tried to turn him into one, and he said they failed. I do think he did fail. Fail, and why they didn't kill him, I don't know. Especially because they let him have work with Omega, but I think that's because Hemlock knew Omega was close to crossing and wanted someone to cross Omega. We gotta go all the way back to the first 3 episodes for that. But the point still stands is Crosshair's like immediately recognizes the threat. Now, and also Batcher, he actually picks up that clone assassin was in there, but since nobody could see his assassin, Omega and everyone else just okay, mostly Omega. But like you gotta learn to listen to Batcher. He's pretty good at picking up on those threats. But anyhow, the clone assassin he sees spots Omega there, so he goes to tell Scorch, who's I guess in charge of the special assassins. I haven't figured all that out, but tell Scorch about that the Hemlock special target is there, so they send a strike team in. Well, also the assassin then goes on to do his thing. He destroys a lot of stuff, kills the other assassin, and disables their communication. He did that first actually, and destroyed their ships. He did that first. I mean, he was really making sure they don't escape. But the key thing, or not the key thing is, but the interesting thing that I want you to note about that is when that clone is attacking, I think it might have been Fireball, I'm not sure. Some of the clones haven't figured out how to recognize them yet. Especially because their armor is getting more worn down, but anyhow, picks up a flamethrower and just charges at the clone assassin. He doesn't get shot down, but the flamethrower is still on, hits a grenade, boom! And the clone assassin's taken out that way. But unfortunately, they had to evacuate that room too. But unfortunately, the Empire is on its way with an extraction team led by, any guesses? Well, if you've seen the episode, you know. And if you haven't, big spoilers. Commander Wolf. So this is going to be interesting because, yeah, at this point, we haven't seen him yet. And just the thing about the thing with Rebels where Rex said they didn't betray the Jedi, Commander Wolf did not betray Plo Koon. That was a different clone. I'm just saying. So that overall covers the plot of this episode. Like I said, I thought it was fun. There were some great moments. Some great small character moments, especially for Crosshair. I should also mention that Echo gives Omega a small energy crossbow, basically. So she had one before, but that was more of a bow and arrow type energy bow. This is a small, more crossbow one, so it's better for her frame at this point, and also it's easier probably for her to carry around as well, so she now has her own weapon again. Yeah, because she probably did lose the energy crossbow when she was captured by the Empire. Yeah, she probably did. But another thing I want to take a note to is Rex's base. It's on Teth in the monastery from the Clone Wars movie. I thought that was a nice, neat little connection there. But the key thing is that I really want to take around is the aesthetic of at least one of the rooms that we saw. So apparently that's not the command center, but they definitely were using it as such. But you can definitely tell for the design language, they took inspiration from the Rebel base on Yavin 4. They clearly took inspiration from that, and I think that was deliberate. They wanted us to visually connect these clones with the Rebel Alliance. Well, sure, something happened that disbands them, but obviously some of them, at least Rex, Wolf, and Gregor, get back involved at some point. Well, Wolf needs to get involved first, but that's besides the point. But the point being is that the legacy of the rebellion, you can already see it formed with these clones through the visual language, and I thought that was a really great way of visual storytelling. But that's all I got for you about Infiltration. My next video up will be talking about Extraction, so check that out. It should be out already. But that is all I have for you today, but I would love to hear your thoughts on Infiltration in the comment section down below. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, ignite wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, as well as subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to stay up to date on my latest content. Also, be sure to check out the link tree in the description, as well as any other links I have down there.